How's it, everybody? And a warm welcome to the NFT show. I'm your host, Philip Kalinko. I have Cade here with me, and together we bring you Freestyle Friday.
Yo, what up, G?
How are you?
Shit.
Another week, bro. Another week. It's
Yeah.
Friday.
Hell yeah. Also, thanks for the video. I just got it in Discord.
Awesome.
Hell yeah, bro. That
Cool.
was
If
good.
if you guys aren't already, please follow Cade. Let's go to his socials over here. Follow him
Thank
on
you, bro.
YouTube. He does YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, anything you can imagine. Cade is there. So definitely
Yo,
follow the guy.
there's some drama on that podcast I did with what's his name? Arthur Kamara. He's the founder of Dapper Labs, CryptoKitties, NBA Top Shot. I just did some the day like today. And in that podcast, I was like, yo, so I heard this thing about like Axie Infinity. Like when I interviewed Jordan Castro from Doodles, he told me about Axie Infinity having some beef with them, potentially like copying their shit, copying their code in the very beginning. And I was like, yo, like, do you know anything about that? And he goes, bro, honestly. And like he was super chill, relaxed the whole thing, like trying to ruffle any feathers. And then this one he just goes, I was at a party one time, and the guys that actually like walked up to me, like really early on in the crypto game, and they walked up and said, yo, next year we're gonna be having a party, but it's gonna be Axie Infinity, not CryptoKitties, and you're not invited. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? And then he was like, he says the story, and then he looks at me and goes, shit, maybe I shouldn't have said that. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I watched it. I thought it was really cool, really good. You've had some incredible ones, eh? Really well done, man.
Thank you, bro.
All right, let's jump into the stuff. Market update. What is happening in NFTs? What's happening in crypto? What's happening in the stock market? Let's start on OpenSea volume. Yesterday we saw 16 million, which was better. And the day before we saw 18 million. So there has been a little bit of an increase over there. I found this really cool website. It is called dapradar.com. And then what you can do here is if you click on marketplaces, it shows you the volume for all the marketplaces, which I really found cool. So if we have a look over here, we can see that OpenSea is on 11 million, Magic Eden 4.9 million. That's incredible. In the last 24 hours, that's really incredible. Yeah, X2Y2, it's showing 10 million volume, which is also absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, if you add all of these together, it definitely gets a lot more interesting, actually. It's sorted by volume. Have a look over here. So, anyone who can't see it, DAPP, radar.com. So, we've got OpenSea at the top with 11.8 million, the X2Y2 with 10.2, Magic Eden 4.3, LooksRare 2.6, Gem 1.5. So, yeah, bro, I mean, we always just used to look at OpenSea, but if you add this all together, you get to about $35 million in NFTs yesterday, which is good. But, quite honestly, the market is down. Like I judge it by how many offers I get, and it's just dead. It's the last week or two has been absolutely dead.
Yeah, I've gotten a few offers from people wanting to buy my my Space Yeti. Like more offers I've gotten in the last 3 days than I've gotten in like 6 months of me owning it. It's this custom Space Yeti with my sunglasses on it, but it's a rank 7 in the entire like it's a real NFT within their collection, but it's a rank 7, and I've gotten a ton of offers for it just out of nowhere. And I think it has to do with the Beyond Land sale, because Beyond Land partnered with Space Yetis, so you can be a character in their game.
Yeah, it's always a bullish sign when you start to see offers, and if you're seeing them increasing and guys bidding on it, like outbidding each other, very bullish. If we look at the crypto in the last 24 hours, we are down, 9% down on Ether, 8.5% down on Bitcoin. I really do believe that this was coming. So much so that anything I sell, I've been converting to USD, and I've just been holding it because, the macro is still shocking. It really is. It's even getting worse. We had London's UK's inflation numbers come out over 10%. We've got the Australian housing market really starting to dip. We've got China in big problems. So, all of that macro is not getting better. So, I'm eyeing ETH at $1,000. At 1,100, I'm going to buy some ETH. All the USDC I've been collecting, I'm going to convert to ETH and get myself a nice something. But for now, I'm not interested in converting it at this rate. So we see the same thing on the stock market today. We've really had an incredible month on stocks. There's about a 20% increase this month, which is absolutely incredible. And there was always going to be a pullback. We saw a slight pullback yesterday, and we've seen a major pullback today. So yeah, you can see, across the board, here's your tech stocks. Nothing is up at all. And we've got Microsoft down 1.5%, Google down 2.5%, Meta down 4%, Amazon down 3%, Walmart down 1.2%, Apple down 1.3%, Nvidia, they do the graphic cards, down 4.6%. So that's the last 24 hours. So we're definitely in a red day here, and I don't think anyone can say any differently. What do you think?
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, it's not. I was inside of NPC coin. I was trading shit coins a little bit for the last few days just because they were pumping. Like all of them were pumping, because especially with that Bed Bath & Beyond story. And so I've been trading them, but then I got out. When I saw ETH was crashing a little bit, I was like, you know what? If ETH isn't like mooning, then there's no chance these shit coins are going to. So I pulled out my money. I lost no money. I'm up a 7x right now from shit coins. So I'm happy. I'm just going to take my money and just hold it. Yeah, I'm actually really surprised. Pure luck.
But you got to know that that's like full on gambling, right?
Yeah, 100% gambling. That's why.
As long as you know that, that's all good. Yeah. But yeah, that's what it is. All right, let's have a look at what's trending. OpenSea, the last 24 hours. Number 1 spot, we got Bored Ape Yacht Club. Number 2, OSRS Punks. Have you heard of this? I haven't heard of this.
I have not heard of that one.
Okay, obviously a punk derivative. 1 day of pumping on the top chart doesn't a collection make. So you gotta be there for a few days, but still impressive. They've done more than other Bored Ape Kennel Club. The Mutants under 13 ETH at the moment. Your friends at Lady Ape Club, where they're just pumping their own bags and buying.
Still, bro, they still are every day.
Yeah, but it's just one person backwards and forward to try and get volume and keep them trending.
What's the point?
Well, the point is that a lot of people see this and see it day in, day out and think there's stuff going on here, like good stuff, and end up buying one. And then when these guys stop doing it, they're left holding the bag. But definitely wash trading going on there, and artificial pumping. We've already discussed it. Yeah. Genuine Undead, I've been hearing quite a lot about them at the moment. The artwork supposedly is like sick pixel art. They went as high as 0.3 ETH, and now they've pulled back again. Guys going as far as calling it fine art. I don't know, Cade, are you a pixel art guy?
I love pixel art. I actually do fuck with that.
Okay, good, because I'm not, bro. Because I don't get it.
I love pixels.
But what do you think of this? Is this
I like
good?
it. I don't know if I can, like, sometimes when I see a project like that, I'll ask myself if I could picture this project's avatar with a 2 ETH offer on it. And I'm like, sometimes I can do it where I'm like, nah, that photo just doesn't look like a 2 ETH type of project. And so with this one, dude, I don't know if I see this one over like a 0.8. Like, I think it could pump up, but I don't see that one with like 2 ETH, 1 ETH, 1.5 ETH. I just don't see it. But
it's interesting. What's interesting to me is they've got almost a 3D pixel art. Can you see that? It's quite cool. If you think,
you know what?
It's 3D.
Yeah, I'm gonna check these out actually on my phone. I'm gonna go onto OpenSea.
I actually think they look better as smaller, because then you can't even tell it's pixel art the smaller you go. Let's make it even smaller. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna check these out on the floor. I like the look at glasses.
that doesn't really even look like pixel art until you go into it.
Yeah.
So if that's a PFP, it's quite sick. I don't know anything about the project. I just know that I've heard of quite a few spaces talking about the art on it. That apparently it took the artist like 6 months to put it together. But look at that. I mean, when I make it smaller, that doesn't look like a pixel collection. Isn't that quite cool?
It is, actually. I do fuck with this. Maybe I'll do some research on this project because there's a couple here on the floor that I like. So yeah, nice, cool.
Have a look. It did pump all the way to, I think, even more than 0.3. All right,
Wow.
0.2 there. It was sitting at 0.3, but yeah, definitely got something going on there. What we have been noticing in this particular market, guys, is that when the odd project does pump, it doesn't tend to have legs. Even if it's a great project, it doesn't tend to have legs. A week or two later, it's back down to sub, 0.1. And we have seen that even here, but let's see where it goes. An interesting one for sure.
Wait, potatoes is down. It was at 1.4 yesterday.
Yeah. Wow. No, they're down. I don't think yesterday. They've been slowly going down, for the last week or two. But yeah, they like you see here 6%. I think it's been doing that almost every day. Moonbird's up a bit. We're going to talk a little bit more about why they've been up a bit and why Oddities was pumping the other day hugely. Sandbox number 10. 10KTF Stockroom sitting at number 11. 10KTF is doing some incredible stuff, man. Really incredible stuff.
Hell yeah.
Do you know much about their ecosystem? They do. I also don't know a huge amount. It's quite complicated, but I mean, it's basically WAGMI. WAGMI is the shop owner, and at different times he opens his shop that you can get your custom stuff put onto, so you could get your NFT made into a backpack or a cap or something like that. And they've been expanding this quite a lot. I mean, Beeple is behind this project. This is Beeple's project.
Really?
They've definitely got something going on with Bored Ape Yacht Club. They were the ones who did their mint recently in only ApeCoin, and there was some agreement there between them and Bored Ape Yacht Club. And they've just done their weapons drop, which was very successful, and their animation is just sick. And I mean, it's quite a complicated ecosystem because you've got the blanks, and then you've got the printed items. Now you have the weapons. You also have the Gucci Grails.
Wow!
But it is a very, very notable project and very interesting. And
yeah, I do think save that project too.
10KTF. I want to try to show you. Let's do two things. I'll show you their website, but I also want to show you like their 10KTF, their items with, I'm sure you've seen them. So if you have a look here, so you can get your like mutant put onto socks, for example, and then like your Pudgy Penguin or whatever. He has a backpack.
Oh my God.
And they've been doing this for a while, bro. This is like an OG collection, like a long while. He has Cryptodes.
Never heard of this.
Cryptodes. That's how old it is.
Wow. Cryptodes.
Only Force, bro. Only Force, yeah.
Bruh. I need to do a review on that project. I've been wanting to, even though there's probably not much to talk about.
I think they did in the water, hey.
Yeah. Pudgy Penguins too, actually.
Pudgy Penguin's been pumping, bro. Pumping.
No, they're not dead. I mean, they're another project I was supposed to do that I thought I reviewed that I never did. So they're on the list as well.
Yeah, this is quite interesting. You don't usually see a Bored Ape on the floor, hey? Anything Bored Ape on the floor.
Yeah, that's actually true.
So that's quite good. Usually it's cool the mutants and whatever.
Right.
And then they, as I said, they recently did their weapons drop, and they've got a whole gaming thing that if you do quests with your Gucci Grail, they reward you. And look, I mean, they definitely building, and Beeple is as notable as you get in the space. I wasn't really going to look at these guys, but once we're here, let's go to their website just to show guys what like a little bit about it. So the combat sale, okay, that's just a FAQ. But I mean, they had a video preview of the sale that they were doing, the weapons sale, and it was like proper, like quality, bro, like really, really quality. This is where you'd go in to do your battles with your Gucci Grail. and every time you do it, you get a stamp, and then they reward you. They just did an airdrop recently, bro, where they gave people like ApeCoin, like a lot.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, like really
yeah.
building proper, and they've been doing it for a long time. Sorry, we went to Battletown. Let's go into here. Here we go. Here's Wagme. That's the shop owner. Now he's doing weapons. That's hilarious. Because before he was just behind his counter.
Yeah.
And see what I have for you. Okay, well, I don't think I've got anything, but let's just try. It shouldn't show it too much here. Let's just connect. He's got something for me, bro. Because of my kaiju. You need combat crate.
Oh.
You need a combat crate.
Check it out. Wait, go check it out. How much is that?
I'm going. Combat crates? Oh, wow, bro. Over half of ETH.
God damn.
This is what they recently launched.
What could the prize be, you think?
It's weapons. I wonder if I can show you this preview on their Twitter. It's there's so much going on. Yeah. Check this out, bro. Check this out.
No, I can't hear anything.
No, I'm not showing the sound, but just look at the animation.
Oh. Yeah, that's really, really good. Well, it keeps pausing, but it looks good. Wow.
Now I've just got this loud music playing in my ear. Sorry if I go quiet. I mean, this is some of the best animation that we've seen in the space, for sure.
It's very high quality.
So something's happening there, but the one I wanted to show you was, I think it's this one over here. Yeah, no, that's just the crates. They had all these trucks pulling up with crates. Very cool. I mean, they proper, like on Twitter, they busy all the time, engaging. And yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one. It's just you never know how to really. Here's what I wanted to show you. Let me just switch the sound off so that I'm not hearing it. It's just complicated to start because you've got the shop of blanks and then you've got already pre-printed stuff, and there's so many different things. It's just you're not sure where to start, what to buy to get into the ecosystem.
Right.
I think the best thing is Gucci Grails if you do have the time to compete in the battles. But yeah, I mean, have you literally never heard of this project, or have you heard of it, just never really looked into it?
Yeah, that's a cool project for sure. I've never heard of it. Never in my life.
That's incredible.
That's crazy.
That's incredible.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Damn. I just want to show you. I just want to show you. No, I was going to see how long they've been around, but I closed it already. Anyway, so that's a little bit of a impromptu overview of 10K TF. And we've got Familiar, and I know nothing about this one. ENS at number 13, Clone X at 6.2. I mean, that's just 6.2, my brother. You know how much I love Clone X. And Pudgy Penguins, almost at 3 ETH, almost out of nowhere. They launched a whole range of stuffed toys, like plush toys. And that's really why they've been pumping. But I must say, when they found that new guy who took over, they were offered $5 million for the brand, and they turned it down. And they had this young guy come in, and I went on record saying this is not going to work. They should have taken the $5 million, whatever. And I've been proven wrong. This guy, here's the toys. This guy's clearly been, this guy's clearly been doing the right steps. I mean, a whole merch line. And yeah, I stand corrected. I retract what I said, and I've been proven wrong by this new guy that they took in 6 months ago. So yeah, good for them. Hey, they're doing quite a lot here. You can see all the merch.
Yeah, just building the IP and the brand. That reminds me of this story that just came out. Did you hear about it? It's OpenSea and Hello Kitty are working together. They're doing some one-of-ones. So Hello Kitty. I'm sure you guys, if you guys, maybe you haven't heard of Hello Kitty, but most people have heard of Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Hello Kitty's they're going to be 10 ETH. There's going to be 6 of them, I think. Yeah, 6 special NFTs. The start price of 10 ETH. The price will decline every second until it's purchased. In the unlikely event that a given NFT is not sold, the price reaches 0.5 ETH after 24 hours. That NFT will be removed. So it's like a Dutch auction style thing. But I just heard about this. And then also hear about the Bored Ape Yacht Club. They went on to the Full Send podcast.
I listened to it. Did you listen to it?
Yeah, what'd you think?
I also did. We're going to let's chat about it in the segment, because I've actually got a segment specially for Bored Ape, and there's a lot to talk about there. So, all right, let's get into the news. Let's get into it. Latest news. So the first thing we've got here, this is a really interesting conversation. So SUDOSWAP, right? Have you heard of them?
I have.
Okay. So interesting, right? So we've got a Blockworks article over here. SUDOSWAP erupts as NFT traders capitalize on royalty-free sales. So for anyone who hasn't heard, SUDOSWAP is a new platform, almost like an OpenSea. That's a marketplace is the word I was looking for, that's been launched. And they are saying we do not charge the creator fees. So we only charge, our fee is just 0.5%. Opposed to 2.5 that OpenSea charges. We just charge 0.5, and there are no collection fees at all. So, we've had a whole debate sparked as a result of this as to whether or not there should be secondary fees. The interesting thing is that it's not coded into the contract, the secondary fees, which I never knew. I thought it was. I thought that if Clone X has a secondary fee, I think their fee is 5%, might even be more, that was in the contract itself, that automatically when you buy a Clone X anywhere, there would be that 5% taken off, because that's what blockchain really is. You're able to do things like that, but that's not the case. That 5% is almost like a gentleman's agreement between the marketplace, usually like OpenSea, and they adhere to that agreement and they pay that 5% royalty free to Clone X. So SUDOSWAP have come and they've said, no, we're not doing that. Screw you guys. There's nothing in there that forces us to do it. And that's caused a whole lot of controversy, as well as a whole conversation about whether there should be royalty fees, how high is fair, is it not in the best interest of the project to lower them for any project? And what are your thoughts on this, Cade?
Yeah, I've had a lot. So for people who don't know, I have a big, not a huge presence. I have a pretty big presence on TikTok for NFT TikTok, which by the way is a huge community builder. That if you're trying to build a community and you're not on TikTok, it's a mistake. So get on TikTok. But I have a big TikTok community there, and a lot of the creators are all friends with each other, and a lot of them are artists, including myself. I have my own self-portrait photography, and they've all been asking me this question as well, because they're like, "This is crazy. Like, what about that's like the whole point for artists is to be able to get royalties forever. Like that was the whole point of NFTs. That was like one of the top 2, if not the number 1. Yeah, exactly, the creator royalty. And with mine, I have 10%. That's a pretty hefty percentage right there. And so I like that. I like the royalties. I think it's fair. And especially if my NFTs become something super expensive. And so they were just like, what do you think? And I told them, well, I think it's fucked for smaller creators. However, I don't think it's going to affect smaller creators. I think this will affect the big collections and will force almost all of them to 0, because they're not going to make any royalties if the people plan to use SUDOSWAP. I'll bet that 70% of people don't use SUDOSWAP. I bet most people just stick on OpenSea, at least for a while. And then I don't think any of the small collections, small art projects like that, I don't think that's going to be a problem. I don't think they're going to bother to switch chains and do all this extra work to go and just save
for
4%.
Small floor price. Yes.
Yeah, that was
but
my
for
thought.
high. I agree with you that it's really going to affect the bigger collections more. Let's just say for argument's sake that I'm looking to buy a Clone X now. I want to buy a Clone X and I don't care what they look like. I want a floor. If I go onto OpenSea, I'll pay 6.2. If I go onto SUDOSWAP, I'll pay 6.14. So straight away as the buyer, they're actually a bit cheaper, because the person selling this is not going to have to pay the royalties that would usually be paid. If you think from a seller's perspective, let's say I own this Clone X, if I sell it for 6.2 and the sale goes through, I get 6.2 Ethereum less 5%. less 2.5% from OpenSea. So that's 7.5% on a 6.2 ETH is about half an ETH plus minus. I actually walk away in my wallet with 5.7 Ethereum. Mm-hmm. Whereas if I were to be able to sell that same NFT over here at 6.2 for argument's sake, all I'm paying is the 0.5 fee to SUDOSWAP. So I literally would walk away with 6.1 opposed to 5.7. So that makes a big difference.
OpenSea, this is your moment. Drop a token, bro. Drop a token based on the gas I've spent. Come on, give me that airdrop.
And I agree they need to, and MetaMask need to as well.
Yeah, oh my God, we have so much extra money. Oh my God, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. I made like at least $3,000 or $4,000 from airdrops last year when those were happening. Like the for people who weren't here, those were being dropped like every other day. There was a new coin that was being dropped, and it was all airdrops. So like I got what were the big ones? Do you remember what they were called?
SOS was a big one. And the other one, there was another one as well. I can't remember the name.
Was it Looks Rare? Didn't Looks Rare drop a token?
I can't remember, but it was another one as well. Open DAO.
Yeah, I made a lot of money there.
So just to stay on this, Cade, like I don't know, I'm so conflicted with regards to this. Like because on the one side of it, if you're a project like CloneX that really is investing, so you've got a team of I don't know how big their team is. Let's just say at least 30 or 40 people that you're paying every single month, just an NFT dedicated team, and you're busy investing that money to build the brand, build the IP, do further drops, deliver value. The 5% royalty is substantial. You know, it allows you to pay those, those fees.
They have 20,000 items that they sold already. They've got $7 million or something sitting in an account. It's like, that's plenty more than almost any other startup would ever get.
Okay, but say it's not a CloneX and it's someone who got $1 million to begin with, and they've been for the last year paying salaries, they paid their taxes on that $1 million, so they actually ended up with $600,000. They've been paying salaries of the team. They've been working full on. They will run out of money long term if there isn't another source of income. So that's going to force them in effect to have to drop a secondary collection and charge for it, opposed to doing an airdrop or do some other event that ends up leading to them bringing money in, whether it be after 6 months, after a year, or even after 2 years. That mint money is going to run out. So what guys have been saying is that, okay, maybe what new projects should rather do is they should rather come out and say, okay, from the beginning, we're going to mint a project of 10,000, but we're going to keep 1,000 for the team. So 1,000 of those NFTs will be kept for the team, almost like what are those guys called? Goblins did, and we won't dump them, but that is our thing. But I mean, I do think for real collections, the creator royalty does need to be there for them to be sustainable. On the other side, if you don't charge such a big royalty, or if you charge a tiny royalty of 1%, that will really help volume increase, and you'll actually end up getting more sales. So it's difficult. I don't know what the correct answer is on it.
Well, Bored Ape Yacht Club takes 2.5%. That's fair. I think 2.5 to 5. I think anything more than 5 is like yikes. For me, I'm a small project creator, so mine's a different story. But for a collection like that, I think they could drop everyone can change it. So I think, or at least I think you can change it to 2.5%.
You can.
You can change small bit. Yeah,
it's not in the contract.
Yeah, I think you change it to 2.5% royalties, which will force you to kind of innovate and do better. And I asked this to Arthur yesterday, the founder of CryptoKitties and Dapper Labs, and I asked him what he thought about this kind of stuff. I asked him more like, what do you think about the fact that NFTs started as this little club? Like if you look at Bored Ape Yacht Club, it's a little yacht club, right? It's a little yacht club with a bunch of people who bought Bored Apes and people who bought punks a while ago. Like it's just, you're buying it to be part of this group of a social group kind of thing. And I was like, it's now turned into this thing where like, if you don't have this plan to save the world, then your NFT project is a scam, and you better be trying to save cancer and stuff like that, and utility be like out the ass and all this stuff just to like win, just to mint out or something. And I was like, What do you think about that? Because it almost forces every single NFT project that's trying to drop a monkey picture or a gorilla picture to have some crazy business revolutionary idea. And he was just like, I don't know, because he dropped CryptoKitties, and the idea of the utility of CryptoKitties was just to breed more cats. Like the utility was to just participate in the ecosystem, and now it's changed to this thing where we're trying to like bring in massive companies and trying to pan into them. And I was like, it is really interesting how we've shifted from trading pictures of monkeys, which is what they started as, to be like, wait, NFT technology is so much better. We should be trying to save the world and have all these technologies. And it's really tough, man. It might be one of those case by case things.
Yeah, I think it should be lower than what it is at the moment, but it should still be there. Is probably the right approach. Tell me, Dapper Labs, aren't they involved also? Is it with Doodles? Aren't they also involved?
Basically
in
everyone
Doodles?
there. Yeah, basically everyone who's on Doodles came from Dapper Labs Top Shot. Like Jordan Castro, he came from Dapper Labs. Evan came from Dapper Labs. Like half the team there. They're all OGs.
Yeah. All right, cool. Next story. CryptoPunks give IP rights officially. So we all know the big difference between apes and punks used to be with apes you got full IP rights, and with punks you didn't. Then we had Yuga buying CryptoPunks and by extension Meebits, which is CryptoPunks sub collection. And the first thing they did when they purchased CryptoPunks was they said in a tweet, the first thing we'll be doing is giving IP rights to everyone. Now that for their CryptoPunks and Meebits, that never actually officially happened until 3 days ago. That only, bless you, only 3 days ago was when Yuga Labs actually ended up giving the IP rights officially for the CryptoPunk and Meebits holders. But because everyone had already known that was happening, it like literally didn't even move the floor price at all. But it's nice that it's been officially done, you know.
Yep.
Because there was huge debate with CryptoPunks, and there were a lot of big CryptoPunk whales who ended up selling at a huge loss or at a lot less than it is now, because they were pissed off because Lava Labs came out and said, we will never give IP rights for CryptoPunks. Well, now Yuga's bought them, and now you officially have your IP rights. So I think that's really, really cool, you know?
Yeah, it's lit. I love that. I love that for them. I don't know why they would do that. Like Lava Labs.
They wanted to continue owning it. I don't know why, but you saw yesterday from that Full Send interview with Bored Ape founders, you saw how many people are taking their Bored Ape and using that to build restaurants and build beer brands and build clothing brands and, you know, all the rest of it. That it's really furthering the IP of the whole collection, you know, because you've got. Yeah, instead of you having to open up your company restaurant and you having to do, you know, all the merch, you've got owners doing it for you and getting the name out there, you know.
Exactly.
So I don't know why anyone wouldn't give IP rights to the holders, unless it's like, you know, really famous artists with a limited collection of a couple of, you know, that you can have it in your home, but you know, you don't have a right to use that image to make further money or monetize it in any way. But for any 10,000 collection, I don't understand why IP rights isn't a part of it to begin with. It just makes sense to me. And if we just jump onto CryptoPunks, so they're sitting at about 70 ETH. Meebits have slowly been coming down and down and down. I still think that everything's been coming down and down and down for the most part. I still think that these are a great buy because Yuga has outright said that they're focusing on Meebits and the Dogs Bored Ape Kennel Club next. Those are the two collections that they have outright said that they're going to focus on next. And everyone knows when Yuga focus on something, like when they drop something, it gets hyped, and guys, you know, it ends up 2xing. So even if you don't care what they're dropping, there's an opportunity. You see here, there was some news event went, you know, straight up. So you have these opportunities to buy when it's like, what's that, 4 ETH, 3 ETH, where it is at the moment, and then sell when it gets to 7, right? And then buy and sell. So
literally every time.
That's what they've done. Yeah. The only thing with Meebits, they're not very liquid. Sometimes they do sit on the floor for a while, you know.
Yeah, true.
but you could always accept the highest offer. Yeah, so I mean, really interesting on the CryptoPunk side of things, and happy that they did that.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe
All
it's
right.
any of those smaller collections that are associated with the bigger Yuga Labs ecosystem. It's a smart, if you can afford it, at least. I know 3.5 ETH is fucking expensive to buy for a photo right now, but those kind of things, man. If you've been watching the floor and you're like, that's a pretty solid average buy-in price, maybe not the bottom, but it's pretty solid, then you're just gonna be able to ride up that news every time. Like the Bored Ape Kennel Club was 1 ETH at one point, dude. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Like, it was 1 ETH.
And they were there for a long time.
Yeah, bro. I really don't know what I was thinking. There was also a point with I had 3 NFTs that combined would have been probably 6 ETH, and there was Mutant Apes at 4 ETH. And I remember thinking, man, I really should sell these NFTs and just buy a mutant. Like, why the fuck would I not buy a mutant? This is like an opportunity to be part of the Bored Ape Yacht Club ecosystem. And I fucking didn't do it, and I don't understand. It was about the same time that you bought, I think. And I literally just didn't do it. I was just like, nah, I'm good. Just didn't even think about it.
But it's the same now. It's the same now. People that aren't buying like a CloneX at 6 Ethereum, a Doodle at 6 Ethereum. I mean,
dude, Doodles are down bad.
Yeah, they'll come up again. A Bored Ape Kennel Club, I mean, there is something that's going to happen here, but they quite a high entry because everyone knows next month there is the Mecha Dogs coming out.
Yep.
Wow. But guys, always buying rares, hey? Crazy. But yeah, I mean, look, this one's quite high. So your cheapest entry is effectively Meebits by far.
Yep.
If you want to get into the ecosystem. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Bored Ape Yacht Club, and this is when we can chat about anything Bored Ape Yacht Club. So the first thing is they hit 1 million Twitter followers. So if you have a look here on Twitter, I mean, if you think about it, in 16 months, they've built something from zero to having 1 million legitimate followers on Twitter. It's incredible. No matter what you think of the, anything that they do, you've got to give credit where credit's due, and to get from 0 to 1 million in 16 months is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, bro. Philip isn't even contributing to the cause. He's not even following Bored Ape Yacht Club.
No, fuck them, man. No, I'm joking.
I'm not following them either. I'm not following them. There's nothing to follow them for.
Well, no, I would love another Bored Ape at the right time when it gets back to the point where, the level that I bought it last time, I will buy in again. And if it 2x's, I will sell it again.
I still can't believe that shit, dude. That happens so fast. Just like casually pull in an 80 ETH profit. It's like, what the fuck?
It depends, dollar ETH, but yeah, it wasn't 80 ETH, but
fucking crazy.
Yeah. So they did a couple of things, and I've noticed this a lot. So first of all, they had a Twitter space, which since I've been here, they've never had a Twitter space. So to celebrate their, you see guys are making products out of their Bored Apes,
and that's sick, dude. I like that.
Yeah, that's the value of IP rights, and the fact that it costs so much to get one means that it's high end stuff, because you can't, it costs you what, $100,000, $120,000 to get a Bored Ape, so that really makes the barrier to entry quite high, and only guys who are interested in building good stuff typically are doing it. So I mean, yeah, you just get out there. That name goes everywhere.
Hell yeah, dude. That's how you do it. I mean, that's how you do it. You just build up a little bit of FOMO, a little bit of like attention, ramp up a little bit of marketing. Like what I'm doing with my clothes, like I'm going to be selling the red hat as part of this first Joy's Kingdom clothes drop. So I've been wearing the red hat a lot, but also if you want to get the silver or gold hat, the gold or tan hat, the ones that you see my videos that I wear all the time, the only way to buy one of these in the next drop is to own the red hat. You have to like show proof of ownership there. And so there's like different tactics you can use just to like ramp up a little bit of attention. The Bored Ape Yacht Club system is a fucking master at that. They just they're like, okay, time to ramp up some marketing, and they just crush it every time.
For sure. So we both listened. So first of all, they had this Twitter space. Then they also had another interview somewhere else, and then now they've done the full send interview. So they clearly they're clearly being told that they need to do more stuff like this, because in the last month we've heard from them 3 times, whereas usually you never ever heard from them at all. So yeah, we both listened to the Full Send thing. What was your take? What did you feel about it?
Honestly, you want to know my thoughts on it?
Yeah. I do.
I've interviewed almost every other project in the entire space except for the Yuga Labs ecosystem, and bro, it sounded like every other podcast I've done. I was like, there's nothing special. Like, I mean, congrats to all the guys, but like, there's nothing that these guys know that's so specially and so different. Like, they genuinely just dropped a project and it just picked up, and they just happened to be the founders who did it. Like, there's a whole lot of projects right now that I've interviewed where the founders are very competent, the project's doing okay. And then I've interviewed some projects that are super stellar where I've interviewing them and I'm like, wow, like I could have been the founder as just as easily as you could have been, and my project could have picked up, and it could have been me in your position. So the main thing I realized was like these Board Yacht Club people are just normal ass human beings. Like they're just like every other founder I've interviewed. They just happen to be the Board Yacht Club founders. So I'm like, wow, it like brought them down to earth for me, because I was like, yo, I've interviewed people of the same caliber. They just have all this extra money and attention because of whatever reason that they picked up on. And it was really interesting to me because I've just done so many NFT project interviews that I was sitting there going like, damn, this is weird, me watching one for once. And I don't know, it was just kind of funny, like seeing them talk at just the same style that I would have done the podcast, just very lax, very casual style, just kind of talking about whatever. And I loved it. I thought it was a great episode, but I just want people to realize that they're just normal human beings too. And they just got lucky. They've done a great job since, but as far as them picking up, I think there maybe were some reasons, but like when you try and reverse engineer why a project did well, there's usually not a real reason. It's typically just a mixture of luck,
right place. Yeah, the right place at the right time. Definitely.
It's good, though.
Look at this.
This
was
crazy.
This week.
I bet that was someone.
777 Ethereum.
That was someone in the Hollywood scene, bro. That's got to be one of those YouTuber people.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's always that when you think of someone. First of all, Full Send is doing incredibly well. I mean, they interviewed Elon Musk the other day, which is absolutely incredible. They interviewed Donald Trump, bro.
That's fucking nuts.
Honestly, and they've got an NFT collection. They really are landing incredible people. But yeah, I mean, I think whenever you think of like even an Elon Musk or whatever, you think like anyone who's done well, you sort of put them on a pedestal. And at the end of the day, we're all humans, bro. That's the bottom line. You saw this with Tag Heuer, hey? They've got this collab with Tag.
Dude, honestly, after I did that podcast, or after I listened to that podcast with Bored Apes, I got really fucking sad because I was just like, why the fuck did I not buy those fucking apes a year ago? Like, I was there. Like, why didn't I just buy them? And I got really come on. So I started thinking about that. And then I was like, man, it was so, like, the one thing I will say about that podcast is it was really cool hearing them talk about the first days when they were like, yeah, we dropped this project. Everyone jumped into Discord and we were just talking and vibing and doing this project. And I was like, man, that would be so cool one day to be able to do that. I mean, obviously with all the attention comes FUD as well, and there's opposite sides, then you have to start working. But to like have a community of people just fuck with the project
week to sell out, Yep.
But
for anyone who hasn't watched it, I highly suggest you do. I mean, wow, 500,000 views already. That's incredible. And it was premiered 18 hours ago. How's that?
Very impressive.
Incredible. So I think you should watch it. It was really interesting. Really, really cool.
Hell yeah.
All right, so from one big ecosystem to another, Proof, Moonbirds and Oddities update. So there's been a lot going on in the Proof ecosystem. A lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had this, it wasn't a Twitter Spaces, it was like a internal meeting with the community. And they spoke about, I mean, here's the whole script. They spoke about a whole lot of stuff, right? So the reason that we saw Oddities pumping is that they were saying that Oddities will be able to be burnt in return for this high-rise thing. So high-rise is basically like an application, which is what Kevin Rose is known for, which will show you all your NFT collections in one app, will remind you about what's minting, what's not. They just had a drop, which I think if they can do it right is a really important tool that all of us need. Because how many times have you missed something, right? And wish that you were reminded about it, and then never been able to claim or something like that.
But there's like 100 of these applications already out.
Yeah, but not all of them have the budget of these guys, and not all of them have the app building background. Honestly, I mean, we got to like just call a spade a spade. They really, this is their forte. So people, listen, the proof is in the pudding with regards to oddities, because they 2x'd overnight with this announcement. So, and there was a lot of transactions. It went from 0.7 to 1.4 Ethereum overnight. So people are excited for it for sure. And they also actually mentioned that they had consulted with Greplin first, and he is happy for his art to be burnt. He actually said that he doesn't have enough artwork being burnt, so he was quite happy with it. So you'll be able to burn it if you want for access to high rise. And then they also been, talking about ravens, hinting at ravens, but no one really, really knows what ravens are going to be, when they're coming out, or anything to that effect, right? They saying they want to do 10 drops per year. I think that's a massive, massive mistake because you're just going to dilute it. But we already saw their Grails 2 came out as well. Now, so if you had a Grail moonbag, moonbird, because they gave the moonbag. Yeah, if you had a Grail moonbird, which is a moonbird with like the trophy on its head, the award on its head, you could claim your Grails, only if you had that trait. And they were hinting at who the artist is, but no one knows for sure. And they're sitting at like a 3 ETH floor. And that was a free claim if you had the Grail type moonbird. So look, I mean, the ecosystem has got a lot going on, Cade, a hang of a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe some might say too much, but they're definitely not sitting on their hands. They definitely building. I mean, and I heard him say they had a team of, I think he said 60 people.
That's a lot. I mean, they fucking made like, how many millions of dollars did they make already?
And they did well on Moonbirds. Proof was small, and it's 1,000, and but Moonbirds was, if I remember correctly, a 2 ETH mint, unless you claimed it. But there was the public mint or whitelist mint was 2 ETH.
Yep.
So 1,000 proof people were able to claim their Moonbergs for free, but the 9,000 others paid 2 Ethereum. So work it out: 9,000 times 2 ETH.
That is
18,000. 18,000 Ethereum, and at the time, ETH was about $3,500.
So they made like $60 million.
Yeah. That's if they converted it. If they converted it out of ETH, which you would hope that I would hope that, I don't know. I would hope that a collection of this magnitude would do that. But remember, when you a proper organization like these guys are, they are paying 35-40% tax on that. So straight away, 60 million goes to 35 million. I mean, look, there's still a lot you can do with 35 million, but I mean, if you've got a payroll of 50 people, you're not paying
depends how much you're paying them.
Yeah, well, you expect it to be high-level guys, developers and things like that. Don't know, but it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, but they're building. They are building, and despite their big faux pas with CCO, which was they fucked up big time and absolutely stupid. And they've lost respect in a lot of people's eyes. Aside from that, I'm still bullish on them. And look, to be honest, at 12 Ethereum, for me, it starts to look a little bit attractive, and at 10 Ethereum even more so. I don't know. Listen, I'd rather get a mutant at this point, or hopefully a Bored Ape when the price goes down. I'd rather be in that ecosystem. But once you're in that ecosystem, the next one that does come to mind is Proof to me after BAYC. So I've got a Clone X already. That's why I'm not even talking about it. But for me, where I am now with a Clone X and a Doodle, I would want a Bored Ape or a mutant first, hopefully a Bored Ape. And second, I would want a Proof, Moonbird. So they're up there for sure.
Yeah, they're a pretty good one. I would probably go, the Yuga ecosystem, and then I don't know. I don't know, honestly. Like I don't really care for the Moonbirds ecosystem as much.
If I gave you 10 ETH now, you get a mutant. Like more or less.
I would get a mutant.
You get a mutant. Okay. So now you got a mutant. Now I give you another 10 ETH. What do you buy?
Fuck.
Your options
I don't know
are,
if I buy anything, honestly.
It's plus minus. No, you have to. I'm giving it to you to buy an NFT. I'm not giving it. So I'm saying I'm giving it to you to buy an NFT.
I would buy a cool cat. I would buy one cool cat because that would not take me too much out of it. But I do like the cool cats, and I think there's a chance that they, with one announcement, they spike up again. But I mainly would buy them just because I like them. So I would use a little bit for there, and then with the remaining 8, I would probably pick up just maybe a Kennel Club. Or probably a Kennel Club.
So your choice would be a Kennel Club, a Clone X, just in that price range. Kennel Club, a Clone X, a Doodle, possibly a Moonbird in a couple of weeks. I mean, they did get to about 11.5 ETH. No, those would be your choices pretty much.
Yeah, I'll get a Kennel Club. I think.
Kennel Club, I agree with. The only problem is that it's all priced in already, pretty much.
True.
Like at 7 ETH, I don't know how much higher it's going to go. I don't know if there's that much space for it to go that much higher. But you are going to get something, that Mecha Dog, and that could be worth a couple of ETH.
Did you see? You know Mechaverse?
Yeah.
That project is at 0.2 ETH floor right now. That's fucking nuts. I thought they were close to at least half an ETH. They're at 0.2 ETH, bro.
Mechaverse.
That is insane. That project was at 11 ETH. No. Mechaverse is an old project. It was the first ever hyped up project. And guys, it got to
I'm thinking of Weberverse. Sorry.
Oh, no. Yeah, this project.
I remember this one. Oh, yeah.
It was the OG Hate Beast.
Bro, but the second they revealed, everyone was like, what the fuck? They all look exactly the same.
They look like children's toys. They were terrible.
Let me share my screen a second here. I'll show everyone.
Guys, if you remember Mechaverse, please tell me. They all look identical and they all look like shit. They don't look cool. It was a very similar story to Hate Beast. You just look at the floor and you're like, eh.
I don't mind the art. I mean, look, everyone was trying new stuff. It's just they all look identical. But if you look at one by itself, yeah, I remember this one. This was like the most hyped. I mean, it's not badly done. It does look like Lego. It's not badly done.
We were just kind of like, when it revealed, we were all like, oh, fuck. Like everyone was so hyped up, and as soon as it revealed, everyone was like, "Oh, wait a second, that's not that cool."
That's the problem, Cade. That's the problem with very hyped projects. No matter what they do, and I'm not saying these guys did everything perfect by any stretch. On the contrary, actually, but I'm saying no matter what any project does, if it's hyped to the level that Hate Beast was, even Invisible Friends, there's no way that expectation can live up to reality, no matter how great it is, because it's so hyped. It's just impossible for it to ever to live up to that. So you have the pre-reveal pump, and then it reveals, and then it dumps, and then it just slowly bleeds. And that's my concern with like meme land, because it's so overhyped at the moment. For no real particular reason. I don't really know why it is that overhyped.
Well,
I mean,
Gary Vee and all the big guys are on the team, it looks like, or advising or something. That's what I heard.
No, so it's not. It's not.
No, but that's the narrative.
Those big guys, yes, but everyone's wrong. All the big guys are involved in 9gag. And this is a project by 9gag, but it's not. It's like a sub. It's not even a sub collection of 9gag. It's just, So they then went and put all the members of 9gag as their advisors on the website. But I promise you, Gary Vee has had nothing to do with any decisions or any formulation of roadmap or any discussion on this project whatsoever.
People don't care though, bro. They don't care.
Yeah, so I'm saying it's hyped, it's going to sell out, it's going to 5x, and then it's going to reveal, and then it's going to become a Mechaverse.
Probably. I did go on their 9gag website to check out their memes. They were okay. I wasn't like super impressed by them, but I went and checked out the memes. I did a little reacting to memes thing. It was average, I would say. Their meme website.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, and to be honest, I was in that meme land Discord like in the beginning, and I left after the fourth time. They started asking people just to send 5 ETH to their wallets because I kept thinking it was being hacked, and I just
Yeah.
thought these guys are a bunch of amateurs, you know. So I don't know. What have we got? Anthony saying, yeah, it's an offshoot with no consultation with celebs. Yeah, exactly, man.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, so then speaking of celebs, thanks, Anthony. I'll pay you afterwards for that perfect. For speaking of celebrities, we've got Justin Bieber and Paris Hilton in hot water over their NFTs. Have you seen this?
Have not seen this, unless it has to do with Tornado Cash, but I don't think it does, right?
No, separate to Tornado Cash. We can talk about that also if you want. I mean, that's another drama. But Justin Bieber, Paris Hilton, among 19 celebrities that have been called out for shilling NFTs, right? So, consumer watchdog called Truth in Advertising, Tina.org, has called out 19 celebrities for allegedly promoting NFTs without disclosing that they were in some way connected to the project. So basically, they were pumping their own bags. The not-for-profit consumer the not-for-profit consumer advocacy organization, so I like that they're not-for-profit, this organization, so there's no ulterior motives, have said on their website that they investigated celebrities who promote NFTs on their social media, finding that it is an area rife with deception. Among the star-studded list are sports stars Floyd Mayweather, Tom Brady, Eminem, Snoop, several actresses, including Gwyneth Paltrow, all of whom have been sent letters urging them to immediately disclose any material connections that they have to the companies or brands that they are busy promoting. The promoter often fails to disclose material connections to the endorsement NFT company.
Very interesting. I thought they always talked about the fact that they own Bored Ape Yacht Club. I didn't think that was like a secret, though.
No, so it's not really pumping their own bag. It's like, for example, like Snoop and Eminem are not just holders of Bored Apes. They are on Bored Ape Yacht Club's payroll. They're on Yuga's payroll. They've appeared numerous times. It's not just so. But when they're promoting the NFTs, their NFT or whatever, on their socials or Bored Ape Yacht Club, they're not saying that they're on the payroll. They saying, oh, yeah, we love Bored Ape Yacht Club or whatever. So, sorry, I might have confused it by saying, in other words, pumping their own bags. But it is sort of what they're doing, but not like they're directly to influence the floor price of the collection. But they enriching themselves by pumping the project because they have some interest in the project, right?
I didn't know they were on the team, though. I didn't know they were like on payroll like that. Are you sure about that?
Look, I know that Snoop and Eminem have been paid by Yuga for sure. They're not just going to come and like perform on stage there at Ape Fest without some remuneration.
Yeah, I guess
remuneration. So. What's it?
Yeah, but I don't know if it was like.
I
don't know, but I don't know if like if you're just gonna call into that as the thing, then it's like that could have just been a one-off deal. Like they're just holders and they're like, "Yo, we'll pay you this much to show up at our event." Like that. I don't know if that's like. I don't know. I feel like that's like pretty standard.
No, I don't know. I don't know if it's the perfect. I don't know if it's the perfect example of it, right? But they seeing that. What else are they saying here? Through several ongoing class action suits, mostly against Elon Musk for his endorsement of Dogecoin and Mark Cuban for promoting Voyager crypto product.
Now those could be fucked. Yeah, the Dogecoin one's bad from Elon because he owns.
Okay, they're saying that's what this organization. This is what this organization is busy with before this particular one, right?
Gotcha.
So they've sent Snoop and Gwyneth Paltrow and all of them letters asking them to disclose anything material. Just see if there's any other information here. Sent letters on the 8th of August. One of the group's primary concerns outlined in the letter is that the possible financial risks associated with investing in such speculative assets. Doesn't give up much detail. Maybe we'll hear more about it afterwards. But I hear what you're saying. Interesting to see where it goes and if there is actually more going on that meets the eye.
Yeah, I wonder if this is something where Justin Bieber gets nervous or if he's just like, fuck these guys. Like when you have that much money, I'm like, I wonder what that goes through their head. They're like, another lawsuit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing that Hugo was saying that I found interesting and true is that, and we actually said it. I don't know if it was you and I or just me when I was doing that thing about all the FUD about rider rips and whatever. Was that when you they said this in the full send thing outright. When you become the biggest, you get a target on your back.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
And they even used the example of when Cryptopunks was the biggest. They got a lot of accusations when it was owned by Lava Labs, not Yuga Labs.
Remuneration.
Still there, my brother?
I am.
Yeah. Remuneration. Thank you, Anthony. Remuneration. It's the same as anonymity. Anonymity.
Anonymity.
That's
funny.
Yeah. All right. What else have we got here, Mr. Bergman? Let's jump to here. Did you see this? OpenSea launched a couple of new features on the collection page.
What were they?
On the ranking page here, let me just make it a bit smaller because yeah. So if you look, when you go to like stats and rankings, right? When you look at 24-hour volume,
yep.
What they've added here is number of sales.
Nice.
That might have always been there. Unique owners, which was not there before, 64%. It works it out for you. And percentage of items listed. So 8% of the Bored Ape Yacht Club collection is listed. Only 2% of our punk derivative is listed. That's impressive.
That is very impressive.
Other deed, 4%. So that gives you a lot of key information. I always point out in all my reviews that you want at least a 40% owner distribution. 50% is good. 60% and above is great. So that gives it to you. You can actually sort according to that. So how can you have 100? How can you have 100%? 5 owners. Okay, you're going to pick up a lot of shit. Sorry, a lot of rubbish here. 98%, 97. Proof. I mean, look at that. 94% owner ratio. That's really impressive. NFT Academy there. Neo Tokyo, 92%. Only 4% listed. Everdome, 93%, only 1% listed. That's like good stats. Yeah.
Jeez, that's a really good.
So it's just it gives you good information. Admit 1, 89% owner ratio, only 4% listed. It's interesting to search according to this, hey?
Yeah, I wonder if that'll start to get some sales for those projects that are up there on this new style of rating, almost, or ranking.
Yeah, I mean, I personally think that owner ratio is very, very important. Just means it's harder to manipulate the floor price.
Right.
Damien Hirst, 82% owner ratio, 5% of the collection listed. So that's interesting. I mean, it's hilarious. They put 1 or 2 columns that are literally could be worked out in an Excel sheet, and everyone is like, "Yay!" It's literally like stuff that they had the information. They literally just had to put a mass sum in there. Like the collection size is 10,000. There's 5,000 owners. What percentage does that give you? 50%. Boom. Here's a column, and everyone's like, "Yay!" They're like, "Yay!"
That's so funny. I love it. I love that. Anything is any good news is great news.
It's hilarious. People are like, "This is so cool." So I found that quite funny. The best thing that these guys did in the last God knows how long. I don't know why it keeps asking me to rethink. The best thing that these guys.
Is that the right?
No, it is.
Okay.
I did. No, of course. Is their collection wide offers. That's the best thing that they did. And they've really stopped Looks Rare in their track, because Looks Rare was the first. So this feature here is the best thing that they've done since they launched their collection.
I agree.
Their marketplace. And the nice thing is they went one level above, and they've made it that you can launch it according to traits.
Yeah,
which
Tracer,
Looks Rare
I like that.
Still doesn't have. Yeah.
Honestly, dude, Looks Rare just didn't have it. It didn't have that it factor. When I looked at Looks Rare, I was like, I don't want to use this. I don't like the UI. I don't like the color scheme. I don't like anything about it. It sucks because I liked it. I just didn't like how it looked and like how it operated. I just didn't. I don't know. It was weird, but those things matter.
I also didn't enjoy using it. The problem is that when you're used to anything, like I was used to OpenSea, so were you, the first few times you use anything that's not OpenSea, you feel that. And it does take a
Yeah,
little
that's
while.
true.
I did spend quite a bit of time on Looks Rare. I still felt what you're saying, even after quite a bit of time. I didn't enjoy the UI. With that said, they were the first to do a token. They were the first to do collection offers. So for offers, they were the best. But now that's all fallen away. Like when I've been moving some big NFTs and trying to sell them, I look at the offers that I get on OpenSea. I look at the
Yeah.
offers I get on LooksRare. I look at X2Y2. The offers on OpenSea are still the highest out of
All the
all the three of
brokies
them.
are on X. All the brokies are on X2Y2 and Looks Rare.
Well, X2Y2 is doing well, bro. They did almost
Yeah, I
as
know.
much as OpenSea.
Yeah, they're crushing it.
Because their fee structure is a lot better, and they've also got that token. Yeah, as you said, OpenSea needs to launch a token.
I don't know why
That's
they don't, bro. Them and MetaMask, you're right. Like, I don't know what they're doing. Like, why would you not? It makes so much sense. It's just like ApeCoin. Like, you could just make ApeCoin. You could make OpenSea coin the transactional currency, or MetaMask could do it. And like, okay, like now we have this coin. There's instant fucking utility here, which will drive up the price, and everybody's happy. So I'm not sure what they're doing, honestly. Especially OpenSea could raise up some fucking money for their so they could pay their employees, dude. Like, they could just rehire all their people if they just drop the coin and make some money.
They can pay their employees, man. They can pay them. Even when they let off those 3 people, the 20% of their workforce. I'm joking. even when they let off those X amount of people, and I feel very sorry for whoever was laid off. Like I was saying, they said we've got enough money already for the next 5 years operating. So
why did they fire them? They just don't need them?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe it's an opportunity.
Dude, Coinbase, I listened to that podcast with Lex Fridman. The Coinbase CEO told them, he was like, yeah, like a lot of times we'll have like $60 million cash on the side just because we don't know what's going to happen. He's like, crypto exchanges are very, very hard to manage because there's always millions of dollars being transacted at the exact same time every second. So he's like, to know how much liquidity you have within your own company, he's like, that's actually really hard to do. So they keep 60 mil cash. So I hope OpenSea has that same layout where they got money on the side, like just in cash, just to be able to pay their stuff. But I don't know, maybe it was just a learning lesson. Maybe they just weren't ready for a crash like this and weren't prepared for, I mean, they were preparing for the moon. They were literally preparing in case we go to the moon. And that's what everyone was preparing for. So the fact that we went opposite is, but
look, I think when you've got, it's very different when you've got a very big workforce. I don't personally. I do know personally a lot of companies that do. And I know with COVID, the guys that had, like friends of mine, people that I know who had more than 200 employees. Any company I know that had more than 200 employees, 2 months into lockdown, had to start retrenching. Big time.
Yeah.
Because when it's so big, when it's so many people, that bill every month is massive. So, if you've got 5 staff members to keep paying them and, you've managed well, and that's fine. To keep paying 200, 300, 400, 500 people when there's nothing or next to nothing coming in, you got to quickly. And the funny thing is then, like 6 months or 8 months later, when it was relaxed and whatever, and people were starting to move on, they've started rehiring now, trying to find more people, right, to get back there. But they just couldn't take on that cost they had to do it immediately. So I don't know. As I said, I don't know big business like that, how it works.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one right there.
Yeah, so we've got Anthony agreeing with us. We need a token to help us for the slow floor updates.
Yeah, they definitely have got a lot of issues, but yeah, it's one of those things that we don't.
They're
until
the
something
best.
amazing comes along, they're still the best, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but,
and they're building. They are building. You can see by their stats page.
if that one thing about the freezing the assets, if they fix that entirely, and it's not a problem, then I really don't have a problem with OpenSea. That's the one thing that I fucking don't like. Like that's the reason when I lost my World of Women, I didn't do anything because I was like, bro, whoever it's going to be someone else who gets fucked if I try and make a big deal out of this, even though it's my fault. But like OpenSea needs to have something here where, how you were saying, where it's like, oh, this was transferred 30 seconds ago. Maybe you shouldn't let this be sold. Like, let's look into this, like that kind of thing.
Transferred 30 seconds ago and listed at 10% under floor.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Those are, those two things together. Yeah. So look, as we said, they are doing stuff about it. I wonder what effect this having to open a police report will have, because there's huge implications in that. If you falsify a police report, you can be arrested. I mean, you could be put in jail for that. So it stops someone saying it's stolen if it hasn't been stolen. And also a lot of guys just couldn't be bothered to walk into a police station. So now they're saying, okay, we'll say
someone stole my NFT.
Yeah, but but you can, because in London they've said that NFT is property and is protected. So you can.
They're going to laugh at you, bro.
Police station. But bro, your NFT could be worth $200,000.
Oh yeah, you imagine you just like, yo, my NFT is worth your salary. Help me.
Yeah. All right, so I'm really excited about this one, my brother. PUMA. I love PUMA as a brand. PUMA is coming officially to Web3 with their own collection. So we already had the Cat Blocks PUMA capsule and sort of a collab together, which now, if you own one of these, the snapshot is today at some stage. I can tell you that it hasn't happened yet by looking at the floor price, because the floor price will go to 0.1 when it does happen. So it hasn't happened yet, or they haven't announced that it's happened yet, but it's happening today, the snapshot. And if you own one of these guys, you are whitelisted for the official PUMA drop. That's going to be PUMA's standalone collection. And like I've always said about, it's big news, bro. Like I've always said about Adidas, that they watch Nike and they want to compete like they do in Web 2. They're not going to just leave and let Web 3 be a failure. These three companies fight each other in real life for marketing space all the time. So PUMA has entered the ring. They're coming into it. And, CloneX, Adidas, PUMA, I love it. I can't wait to see what they actually drop. And they're dropping in 2 or 3 days' time.
Wow! Did you know they're partnered with they're partnered with Lazy Lions?
So they were partnered with all the cat projects: Cool Cats, Lazy Lions, Cat Blocks, Gutter Cat Gang, or whatever. But it was sort of like a collab more than anything else. And for some reason they've taken, and I'm not fudding anyone, but for some reason they've taken a liking to Cat Blocks the most, because the only one that actually launched a Cat Blocks PUMA something was Cat Blocks. There's no Cool Cat PUMA capsule. There's no Gutter Cat, which is weird, because if you look at Cat Blocks' floor price, it's under 0.1 Ethereum. And they were the newest collection out of all the collections that they did collab with. Yeah, so this is Cat Blocks' Genesis collection. And let me tell you, I heard a Spaces with this founder, and I was incredibly impressed. I do own one of these, and I do own one of the capsules. So I was impressed with him.
One of those. Wait, hold on. Tell me what this Cat Blocks project is again? Specifically?
This is Cat Blocks' Genesis collection. Cat Blocks then did, I think I went away from it. Cat Blocks then did a collab with PUMA and launched. This is their second collection, or just this was done afterwards. But their Genesis is
what is their Genesis collection though? Like who are they? Who is Cat Blocks? I don't know anything about that company.
So I don't know the guy's name off the top of my head, but I don't know much about him. I just heard him talk, and he said, look, PUMA and them doing this collab is one part of it. They plan on having seasons where this season it happened to be PUMA. You could also claim merch with this, hey? You could a PUMA Cat Blocks special hoodie. But he says next season they're gonna do something else and move away from it being like a clothing brand and do something else completely. So he plans on over the every 6 months or so doing completely different things. Sometimes collab, maybe a secondary collection, and it may be something else, maybe in real life stuff, so that they sort of try to target different people. He said, not everyone likes PUMA, not everyone likes a hoodie. So yes, we have done the PUMA collab, but we don't want that to be what we're about. We will keep launching different things. So I just like that. And yeah, and honestly, bro, at this floor price, just the fact that this guy was able to pin down a PUMA collab, never mind that. When you go into PUMA's official Discord, so now PUMA has launched their own Discord, and you go there to whitelist, it says there, Cat Blocks PUMA are the only guaranteed whitelist. So that's these tokens here. And then it says if you own these other collections, you can raffle to get a whitelist spot. So PUMA has held the Cat Blocks in such high esteem that this is literally the only way to get guaranteed whitelists for their drop, which speaks volumes about Cat Blocks.
Yeah. I'm going to look at this.
Now the problem here is the snapshot they've said is happening on the 19th of August, and they haven't given a time. So it is possible that the snapshot has happened, yet they just haven't told anyone. I'm not talking about
that one. I'm looking at
but I'm saying for the viewers. Yeah. But for the viewers, it's very important to know that it's possible that the snapshot has happened without us knowing. But they haven't announced it yet. I think it's one worth looking at, Cade. Definitely their Genesis collection. I'm bullish on them. I'm quite happy to hold it and see where it goes. Their Genesis.
These look like collectibles, and I see some shiny ones, and you guys know I like shiny stuff. So I'm going to look at this floor. I'm going to find out about this project, see if it's interesting. And if it is, then I'll likely pick one up because these are really cheap. There's some really cool ones here.
Cool. Bankay, we got Ziggy, my crypto caller from my Discord.
Let's go.
Hey, Ziggy. Ethereum is bleeding, my brother. Bleeding.
Fuck.
We got Vinzo. Nice to see you, Vinzo. Happy Friday. Almost the weekend.
Hell yeah, bro. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna be right back because I'm literally gonna pee my pants. I'll be back in like a second.
Okay, please don't pee in your pants. I think we might lose some people. I told you to wear your diaper, Cade. We in it for the long run.
My diaper? I need to get better. I'm able to hold it sometimes, but sometimes I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the timing or
you got to do Kegel exercises. Okay, we'll talk about it when you get back. Worth a purchase, Genesis Cat Blocks, who knows? Exactly. That's my point, Anthony. Like, really and truly, the fact that they were able to secure this collab with a huge company like PUMA, that PUMA is not going to just collab with any NFT project. Let me tell you that. They must have been so impressed with that team and the founder for whatever reason that they chose them to be the collab. There is definitely merit there. If PUMA, with all their due diligence and all the risk that they have in going in the NFT space and having it handled incorrectly, has chosen Cat Blocks, there's something going on there. Like at Cat Blocks, something positive. And that was my thinking. So I actually bought two Genesis, and through the bear market, I've been anything that I've had two of, I've been just selling. I'm happy to sell one. So I still hold my one Genesis, and I think there's at 0.06, there's not much better that you can pick up. Like there probably is if I think about it, but honestly, I think that I'm bullish on them. Long term. You're not going to flip. It's not a flip one. All right, let's have a look over here. Yeah, I did mention it there, Alpha Call. Glad you took profits at 1900. Yeah, hilarious, Ziggy. I did take some. So I have been, but I sold the bulk of what I bought at about 1,000 ETH, $1,000. I dollar costed out. So when it hit 1.4, I sold some. When it hit 1.5, I sold some. When it hit 1.6, I sold some, and then I'd sold it all. And then I started selling NFTs. And once I got the Ether, I just converted it straight. So the question is, Ziggy, are we going to see $1,000 ETH again in the next couple of weeks? Because I got to get some more ETH. I'm just sitting with USDC, and I want to convert it and buy Mutant or something. What have we got here? Vinzo, sorry guys, I got to make the comments big in order to see them. What happened to Bored APR Club branding for the YouTube? Huh? What happened to the Bored Ape Yacht Club branding for the YouTube? Does that just clarify what you mean, my man? I'm not sure what you mean. If you're saying why was Bored Ape in there, we were just talking about the fact that in the thumbnail, we're just talking about the fact that Bored Ape Yacht Club got 1 million Twitter followers. We spoke a little bit about the Full Send podcast that they did and the spaces that they did as well to celebrate that. So that's what we spoke about. That's why they were in the thumbnail. You'll be able to watch it back. I'll also do it as a standalone video because I think we spoke about it for quite a while. Let's fucking go, Anthony. Nice one. A nice one. You got a cat blocks. Good one, my brother. I think it's a good one. I really do. Also, I like Janky Haste. I think they'll still do collabs in the future. We've spoken about them before. I still like Data Souls. I still think that they're going to do some Web2 collabs. Everyone's holding back. They're waiting for there to be a bit less of a bear. And with the macro, with what's going on, I just don't know that we're going to get out of this bear soon. I think that we're going to be in this bear for a little while longer, like months. Yeah. Ziggy, when we buy Nitsi, I think 1,000 is quite likely, to be honest. That should be a great time to buy ETH and NFTs, 100%. So I've been sitting with USDC, and I'm waiting. I'm waiting for ETH to get better, and then I'm going to buy some more. And then, so Vinzo, I did have an ape, and I got offered double what I paid for it. I had a Bored Ape, and I sold it. So in US dollars terms, I got offered literally double, and I ended up selling. And I would do it again and again and again. I'm very happy that I did it. But I do want to get it. I do want to get another one because I do believe in them long term. But everything has a price. Even my mother, like I told Cade on his podcast.
4C ETH. 30 ETH.
How much?
30 ETH.
I think in this tough economic climate, we could let her go for 20 ETH. 20 ETH, and I sell my mother.
Fuck. What percentage royalty fee did she get though?
No royalty. I'll do it on SUDOSWAP. I'll do it on SUDOSWAP. So, Vinzo, no, I did have a name. So if you look in my background, I'm going to remove Cade for 1 second just so you can see my background. If you ever look there, the top one was my Bored Ape, the middle one was my Mutant, which I also sold, and then the bottom one is my Clone X, which I still hold. Yeah, that's the other thing. Bianca has to paint one every time I buy one. So I've got to make sure it's a good one.
She's a beast.
Yeah, so I'm also thinking the same thing. I definitely the collab one. Let's share our screen again, just so we can make sure.
Do you think I should buy, Philip? You think so after this snapshot, it's going to crash, right? To probably somewhere remotely close to what the Genesis collection is. You think it'd be worth it to pick up a Genesis one or a PUMA collab one?
I would get the Genesis one. Once the PUMA collab snapshot has been taken, that floor is going to drop substantially, and I don't think that there's any future utility coming to that collab one. Whereas the Genesis, there will be future utility down the road.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't touch that capsule. Even now, I wouldn't touch that capsule because it's possible that they've done the snapshot and they've said specifically, we're not telling you what time. So either they'll announce afterwards that they've done it or they won't, but the bottom line is that they've said the 19th of August they're doing a snapshot. So it's very possible the snapshot has been done and they haven't announced it.
Yeah, I'm going to look at the Genesis ones. I'm filtering out basically all the shiny Look
at all these degens so desperate to buy something. Listen, this is not a degen play. This is not a degen play. I hold it. I'm happy to hold it. And I've gone from like 400 NFTs that weren't hidden to like 100 NFTs that aren't hidden.
How much do you think you made off selling all those?
I've hidden 100 that didn't need to be hidden before, and I've sold about 200 NFTs. What was the question?
What do you think you made off just offloading all those NFTs you forgot about? How much do you think you made?
Nothing. Like as it stands now, with the floor prices that I've been selling at, as well as ETH, compared to when I was dollar cost averaging in at 2,000, 2,500, 3,000, I pretty much now think I've probably broken even.
Damn.
About 2 weeks ago to a month ago, I was about 20% up. The floor prices of everything have gone. Clonex has gone to 6, bro. It was 10 2 weeks ago. Doodles has gone to 6.5. It was freaking 12 2 weeks ago. What else have I got? The World of Women has gone to 2. I've got the cat one. That's no, which one? The one
Cool Cat
that you wanted. Cool Cat. Freaking sitting at 2 ETH. Are you kidding me?
Get out of here, bro. What?
If I had sold the top, or not even the absolute top, but near the top, from an ETH price perspective, I would have been a 3x from what I put in.
Dude, you're right. Cool Cats is right about to break under 2 ETH.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the thing with Cool Cats. I actually don't fuck with any of the floor ones usually. Like the Cool Cats I
wouldn't buy Cool Cats now. I think that there's a chance they go to 0.
Oh shit, you think so?
Yeah, they've invested so much in this game, time and money, and it's an absolute flop. And now they're trying to pivot by launching another collection, even though they've just launched pets, which also flopped because no one wants to sit there feeding their pet all day when we have wives and children and jobs. And so now what's the answer? Let's dilute it further and let's launch another collection. Are you fucking mad?
You heard of you heard of Webkins?
Webkins.
It's a real company. This is not an NFT, but they basically preceded NFTs, right? But they had the exact same idea as what we do, but you're buying a physical counterpart, and in exchange, you get a digital copy in the game of Webkins. This is a thing I used to do in like middle school. It's called Webkins. It's this virtual world. It looks like this. So it's this digital world where it's like a Sims, but for your character, and you have a world, you can play video games. It was actually the best thing ever. I still love Webkins. I've played a couple times since then just for fun. Webkins is lit, dude. But you have to buy the actual toy, and it comes with a barcode that you get to scan, but you have to like buy the actual toy to get it, and you can break the barcode out, and then you can go onto the website, scan your barcode, you get your exact Webkin in the game. I was like, wait, that's NFTs. I was like, what the fuck? That was like years and years and years and years ago, like super long time ago. And maybe you want to buy Webkins, dude. Like no joke. I want to jump in and see if Webkins is still a thing. And I think I might go buy one because their game, like they spent a lot of money making that game, but that was their real focus was the game, right? And so like our games in the metaverse suck so far, but the Webkins games are fun. They're like literal games. Like other games would come in and put their games inside the Webkins ecosystem, and it's everything that NFTs want to be. They already did it, so I'm gonna play Webkins for a while, see if there's anything that comes to my head while I'm playing.
See, I'm so negative, Nancy, bro. Like I really am. Like there was a project that I covered that I was so bullish on. Briandom Games. They have like 100 million downloads already, their game in the App Store, whatever, 100 million. Okay, their floor price is like 0.00 fuck knows what.
Well, no, I'm only saying it because I think there might be ideas that pop up in my head while I'm playing to be like, oh, this is something NFT projects should implement later in the future.
Oh, yeah, fine for research. But I'm saying don't really invest in these things. I don't know.
No.
I've kept NFT non-fungi's comment on here because it's important that he's right, and I do need to say it. They have said that the PUMA Cat Blocks collab collection will help you produce more catnip, which is stuff for staking or whatever, rewards for staking, even after the snatch shop. Again, just because I'm like a negative guy at the moment with the market, I don't give a fuck. Any project that I've staked, has gone to shit, to 0. The tokens become worth then 0. When I see a project say they're now offering staking, I sell. I don't stake, I don't hold, I sell. For me, but yeah,
dude, is important. Were you watching my channel when I was covering Ugaverse when they were pumping?
Yes.
So
thanks,
Ugaverse,
bro. I've still got some in my hidden folder. Fuck, man.
Dude, Ugaverse, what do you mean? They're still crushing it. Their floor is like 0.7 ETH.
I've got a Robo Uga or something.
Robo. Okay,
staked.
Yeah, so
fucking
the Robo
staked.
Fucked me. I had a lot of those
0.000 again, staked. That's the point. Was it treasure?
But when it
Staked.
first
Never seen
launched,
anything
bro,
for it.
when it
Mutant
first
cats.
launched, I got
Staked. Gone
so
to
much
shit.
money off of it. I made $8,000 off DMT, and then I made $5,000 or something off of the whatever coin that they used for the other thing. And then I just left them in there for a long time. But I made a shit ton of money off that, and it was really doing well for a couple of weeks, and then it was like, oh wait, this is not sustainable at all, and then it just died. But at that point, dude, there was no one else doing it, so I didn't know what else to. There's no inspiration to be like, oh, this happened last time, so we should do this. It was like one of the first ever, and so it was like an experiment basically, and it's gone to shit ever since, and that's why I ended up getting out of the project later on. But like, man, that was the OG project. I don't know if people remember that, but that was a stake to earn game that I was excited about. But that was in the beginning, bro. Like none of us knew. I thought we were gonna keep going. I was like, yo, I did it.
Shit. Metaverse. I was the biggest Metaverse supporter. The biggest. I was earning ETH after ETH after ETH. And I'm the type of guy, I buy another Genesis. I just put it all back. Yeah, guys, staking, gone to shit. Yeah, Anthony, it's like guys are reaching out. Can you do a project review? So it's like, okay, what is your thing? No, we're doing a game staking a token. I said, no, I'm not interested. It's going to go to shit. I'm not interested. I'm not taking on any business at the moment because I've got no passion for the shit anymore. I've seen the amount of people that are going to launch a TV show and a hit comic and a fucking game. Bro, fuck off. Really?
What do you want? Like, so what do you want? What would you like?
I want a project that comes out and says your token gives you ownership in our project, in our company, like shares in the stock exchange. Not here's a little picture that you think gives you some interest in the company. It gives you nothing, right? That you think gives you some. Here it gives you an interest in the company, and what we're going to do as a result of that is we all going to make decisions properly through a DAO, but you own a part of the company. Here, all the staking is, okay, it's staked and you own some of the blue chips that we're going to buy and whatever. When do you ever get paid that money that they own a Bored Ape at the end of the project when they rug, and you never see a cent for what the treasury owns? It's not owned by you. You are just a cheerleader. If it gives you ownership, that's a different story altogether. Or something like a Bored Ape Yacht Club, where they started off, they said, listen, this is just a picture of a monkey and go write crap on this virtual wall. And everyone just had fun. It cost absolutely nothing to do. And then they started saying, look, this is something, and delivering value after value after value. And
now, this is a good segue. This is a good segue because that's exactly what I was thinking. And you know that ball guy, Andrew Tate, how he was blowing up that I was talking about last week? On TikTok, he's like saying, so anyways, the reason he blew up is because of the opposite swing, right? Everyone was super woke. Everyone's being super like, everyone deserves this, everyone deserves that. And so he came in that polar opposite and basically gets all this friction. And so I was thinking, remember how we talked about in the beginning of this show, how we've gotten to a point where every project has to now have a plan to save the world if they're going to do anything or be taken seriously. We might get to a point again in the next run. This might spark the next run of a few projects dropping and saying, we're just like Bored Ape Club. We're just a little club. You want to be part of it? That's the only thing we're offering, and then we might see a run of those kind of projects. I know we had that
we do see that. We do see that.
Yeah, but like not really.
Guys.
I don't know. Not too much.
You know what? They said it. The Bored Ape founders said it in the Full Send podcast. They said that the space is so early. There are so many opportunities to do things that have never been done before. And that's the bottom line. I just don't want to see the same thing. We see goblins. We see them come out with a new playbook. Everyone got excited. Since then, we've just had CCO free mints, no roadmap. Since then, everyone cannot think for themselves. They're just copying. And there's so many ideas out there. I mean, like I don't want to mention it on air, but I've mentioned to you one or two ideas that I have for one day if I ever decide to launch my collection. No one is doing that at all. Yeah. It's not being done. And you doing the same thing with your collection. And it's easy. You've said, what are my strengths? What can I offer? I'm really good on social, and I can teach people who want to build up a social media following how to do that. That's Cade's new project that he's going to be doing. Brilliant, because that's something that's not out there. It's something you're passionate about, and it's something that you're good at. So that's everything. It's not about how can I make as much money as quickly as possible, what worked last week. It's like, how can I provide long-term value in my field of expertise? And that's what everyone should be doing. And everyone's got their own field of expertise. And that's what a good project is. Not what worked last week, let me just completely copy it and launch it a week later.
Yeah, I agree. I hope so. I think I talked about this a few weeks ago with the Wolf Boy project. That was one of the only projects that I'm okay holding. I've got a bunch of them, but I don't know what it is. Like, there's a certain thing with like very small amount of projects where you feel like they do it right from the foundational standpoint, and you say if they pop off in a few months, I wouldn't be surprised if they're gonna pop. If a project's gonna pop, it's gonna be this project. And I think you're right. It's the projects that drop who try and be a little bit different, but then stick to their guns instead of just pandering to whatever the new meta is. And still, they might not. You might still just get unlucky. And it just might not get attention. So it's one of those things that you're really just pulling slots in a casino. Yeah. Like, you just don't know. A project that has absolutely shit going for them might moon for no reason. Like we've been seeing projects moon like that for no reason out of nowhere. A project launched 4 months ago. It's just like, boom, goes to 1 ETH. And you're like, what? Why? So.
Yeah. All right, so let's just see here, Ziggy. Do you guys like the Google? So Ziggy, it's funny you say that. So I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Not specifically doodles. What type of like art do I vibe with? And I'm on your page. I don't like, as far as my own personal taste, I don't like the doodle, fluffy, sort of cool cat. That's not my vibe. I'm like a Bored Ape and a Zuki, oak, like masculine. That's my so that's my personal feeling. And generally, what I've learned is I like to have projects that I actually like, because then I hold them and I make better decisions. Whereas at the first sign of things going a bit south, I sell if I don't really love it. So that's what I do. But with that said, on the doodle side, I can see how it appeals. I can see how it is neutral and appealing and, to a wide range of people, and it's kid friendly. And so from a potential brand perspective, I can see the value of a doodle type art and a cool cat type art for sure. I can understand it. It's not my personal taste. Whereas it's a lot harder to build a brand out of a sort of guy stabbing his mother in the face. It's a lot easier to do it with like a cat or a doodle or whatever. And doodles are very good like that. But personally, I like the hardcore stuff a lot better, a lot more. What's your feeling, Cade? What do you vibe with more?
I think Azuki's art is too easily copyable. I mean, all the anime projects look about the same. So that's, for me, that's the only
issue. Yeah, but Azuki was the first to drive that anime meta. The same way that every ape project looks the same, but Bored Apes are Bored Apes because they were the first.
But there was a ton of anime, like just in general, there's a ton of anime before Azuki exists as an NFT project. And I don't know if it's strong enough that the mainstream world will care. They'll just be like, whatever, an anime project. It's like it's so generic, I guess. Like, that's the only word I can think of. There's something special about the Azuki project that makes it stand out from other animes. And with doodles, it's a bit different. But also, I haven't seen the full story with doodles yet. But I like both. I like both. I'd rather have doodle than Azuki, honestly. But that's just because I know that the Azuki founders worked before, and then every single anime project looks the same.
On a pure art basis, forget anything. What would you rather have on your wall?
Oh, on my wall, probably the anime. But in my meta, if I had a PFP, I'd rather go with a doodle than an Azuki.
Yeah,
but not on my wall. On my wall, I want an Azuki.
It's interesting.
And who said that comment, by the way? I just want to say thank you. I don't know who it was.
Which one?
I just saw it pop up.
Anthony.
Oh, what's up, Anthony? Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. You're the king. You're the man.
Cade is genuine. What you see is what you get, and that's the other thing. Is he'll say it like it is. And I've always known that because I've watched Cade long before I reached out to him. But when he was paid a deposit for a project to do a brutally honest review, and he does it, and he phones the guys look, you guys are watch trading, and I've got to say it in my video. Now I'm the same because I don't need the income from this, but Cade does. right? Like this is Cade's full-time thing. Not that he necessarily needs it. This is Cade's thing. This is his main business, and it's very easy when you're dependent on it to say okay, I'm not going to really say that because I'm not going to get my other 50%.
Right.
Not Cade. He's genuine, bro. That's it. You see is what you get. If he thinks proof is bullshit, even though everyone else thinks it's amazing, he'll tell you that and he'll stick to his guns. And look, you might not agree. Not everyone will agree with everyone all the time. You might not agree with him, but at least you get the real. It's always real. It's always what you see is what you get. And that's what I like. And I'm the same. There's no bullshit.
Yeah. And that Lady Ape Club, they paid for my whole rent in one video because of that issue. So I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, but good. And you know what? Let anyone else watching who is trying to use you to promote a fake project or rubbish know that you're not going to be bought. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I told him before, like I can read you the exact thing I said when a project says, "Hey, like, what is your review exactly?" Like they typically say, "Hey, do you want to do a promo?" And then I instantly hit them with the same message. It's always, "Hey, I can offer my review video package. I don't do promos, and neither do almost any other YouTubers, as most of them have their own projects. People can smell a promo a mile away. My reviews are perfect because they're an honest breakdown of the projects. It's essentially an audit that you can brag to your supporters about that you've undergone. A great way to educate and empower the community and a new community with your info. Let me know if that interests you. I'll send you for my rates." And then I send them the video where I kind of like outline exactly what you get with my review. But they know going in that it's a review. So I was just surprised when a project who's literally like rugging everyone is like, "Yeah, dude, let's do a brutally honest review."
Because they underestimate you. They underestimate that you're going to look into it properly. So I'm the same. I've got like a PDF that we send out, and the first 2 lines are like, we will say what we feel. If there's good, we like our loyalty lies with our viewers, and we will tell them what we see, the good and the bad, and that's it. It's simple.
Yeah.
All right, 100%. Let's jump into a little bit more news. There's not much. I mean, interesting stuff. So we've got Pre-Mint now saying that if anyone wants to advertise their whitelist spots on their platform, they need to undergo a KYC. So I think this is great. Yeah, I also do. I think it's great. I think it's important. We saw the same thing with NFT worlds. I don't know if you remember, like before all Minecraft rugged them, but they were a project would buy an NFT world. They would start building on that world. And then there was a project that just bought one NFT world. And as a result of that NFT world, they tweeted to NFT world saying, "Look what we're building on our new NFT world. We're going to be launching project XYZ." As a result of that tweet and NFT worlds retweeting it, which they did, everyone thought, okay, NFT worlds is endorsing this project, ended up being a rug. And straight afterwards, NFT worlds did the exact same thing. They introduced KYC for anyone that wanted to be listed as an official builder, official project on their database of projects. So now we're seeing that Pre-Mint has done the same thing. And remember, we had that Pre-Mint hack that happened where they ended up paying everybody back, which I think is absolutely incredible, and went above and beyond. So I love this. I love that they're making people KYC. It's going to definitely help, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Then we've got, let me make this big for you. I like Gordon Ramsay. What do you think of Gordon Ramsay?
I fucking love him, dude. It took me, it's funny, it's kind of sad. It took me a while to realize he was playing a character on his show to like be super ecstatic and extravagant and loud and cursing. And I thought he literally was just like that. And I was just like, how the fuck do people not know this thing? That these people on TV are acting. I mean, they're exaggerating a little bit. They're still like this, maybe. But I love his. I went to his actual restaurant in Vegas, and it was fucking amazing. It was cool. I have never in my life eaten food that good before. I remember thinking it was going to be like good food, but I figured it was just one of those places that just has a big name. Bro, that steak was fucking 20 out of 10. Like, brutally honest review, 20 out of 10 experience. And amazing.
So, have you ever worked like in a hotel or restaurant kitchen ever?
Not formally, but I've worked in the kitchen before at my restaurant job because we were just like low on staff and I helped a tiny bit, but I wouldn't say I worked in the kitchen.
So on my year after school, and I went to a year, like a year off, and I traveled and whatever. I obviously like didn't have money, so I was working my way around, and I somehow managed to land a job in a silver service 5-star restaurant in the UK. And bro, like the chef there was exactly like Gordon Ramsay. He was a French guy. He would throw pots at the sous chefs, at the lower chefs. He would get so angry. Like, honestly, so I don't know how much of Gordon's thing is just an act. I do think like the head chef in the kitchen is the boss against anyone, and you say anything wrong to him or anyone about him, he will make your life a living hell, no matter who you are, even if you're the owner of the restaurant. So yeah, I don't know. I picture him being similar to that in any circumstance where he's head chef.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Yeah, it's coming to the sandbox, bro. So cool. I think it's pretty cool. So I had a video of it. It was really, really cool. I'll try to find it. He's got a whole thing. Yeah, it was on the Twitter. I'm sure I'll find it quite easily. But I'll read it here for you. Michelin star chef and TV star Gordon Ramsay has revealed that Hell's Kitchen is coming to the metaverse. The celebrated chef announced Hell's Kitchen experience in the sandbox, complete with a Gordon Ramsay avatar. Although no launch date has been announced yet, it's safe to say that the chef's fans and sandbox users alike can't wait for this new experience to launch. Okay, let's show you. Here it is. Here's the video. Hell is coming to the metaverse. It was a cool video. I can't do sound because of copyright, but here's the video. And it's not letting me make it bigger either. But you can see. So he's busy saying, where's the sandbox? Where's the sandbox? And then he points to his computer. Oh, there it is. So there he is already. He's got his avatar. And there's Hell's Kitchen all set up and done like it is. There's your blue team. There's your red team. And I mean, it's got to make sense. Like, you know, this whole COVID thing, all these guys who were doing TV shows and traveling couldn't do anything, right? So it makes sense that if they can have a virtual, like the same thing virtually, that they can, you know, people can, instead of having to be there physically, can come in as an avatar, but still partake. Just what are you going to cook it at your own house? I mean, I don't understand how it's going to really work. How's he going to taste your food? How's he going to throw it at you?
Shit, you're right. Yeah, how is he going to taste the food? I don't know.
So it doesn't really fit in perfectly, but I like him as a character, and I think there'll be a bit of hype originally, but it just doesn't, I don't know. Obviously, they'll have some way of doing something, but I don't know how they're going to like really actually see if these guys can cook or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. That's going to be interesting.
You're just going to put together like a virtual burger. You got to put the patty and the. Yeah. I don't know. Just it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know.
That makes no sense to me either. That's. I'm not sure. That's going to be weird. It's a weird one.
Yeah.
I'm in the UK.
That's hilarious. Yeah, and Ziggy, did you see the Facebook metaverse? Yeah, so this is hilarious. I actually laughed out loud and I retweeted it. Let me share my screen quickly. Okay, there's quite a few tweets. Oh, you see, I told you. So now we can watch ourselves here.
Let's go.
Check. That's you and me, Barbara, with Ziggy's comment up there. That's hilarious.
I'll retweet that.
Let's wave to everyone. That's strange. All our Twitter guys. All right. Let's have a look here. A whole lot of pre-mint reviews done. But the reason I want to do this, I want to show you. Yeah. So bro, like, this is what $300 billion gets you.
Holy shit.
Oh, okay, so it's not 300 billion, it's like 3 billion a year over 10 years. This is what you get, bro. 5 years later,
Yikes.
I mean,
yikes.
Bro, what the hell? Oh,
that is
there we go.
That is actually terrible.
Hold on, I've got to remove Ziggy's comment and I'm going to make this big. What the hell is going on here?
That's like actually terrible. That's like actually so bad. I can't even believe it. I designed things better than that in my fucking first ever semester of like any
Bro,
kind of design thing I did in high school.
Bro, I mean, the Eiffel Tower is just sort of somewhere there, but not there. It's like, it's not, it doesn't even look like it's on the ground. I mean, bro, what is going on? And look at him.
Yeah.
So the funny thing is the tweet was, don't criticize. So Meta spent $10 billion on the metaverse in 2021, and this is what Zook posted today. Stop complaining about your NFT project, right? I mean,
Yikes.
And then this lady, shout out Marcel. I actually started following her after this. She put a Kevin in the background. Which that's what made me laugh out loud. This is what I love about NFT Twitter. You know, this sort of stuff.
You just fuck around. It's so funny,
bro. How funny! I mean, that's hilarious. It does look like a Pixelverse level animation.
It does.
That Zook has done here. Look at the button on his shirt. It doesn't even line up.
There's no way that's real. Like they posted that.
Yeah, bro.
Facebook posted that. Like, are we sure that's something they actually posted, or did someone just like take that and just like say this is what they posted?
Everyone's laughing at this Marcel one. No, bro, let's try find it. Let's go to Facebook. I didn't do the due diligence, but again, I mean, I wasn't planning on talking about it until the comic came, but I did see it from a few different people that I follow. But listen, as soon as one person does it, it's Facebook. Why doesn't it say Meta here? So much for rebranding. You're right. It could just be a troll, hey?
Yeah, I feel like it probably is because there's no fucking way.
No, I hope that that's not what it is. Like, I mean, I'm saying I hope it's a troll, and that's not what it is. Let's try and look up Meta and see if that's something different. I mean, that's just going to come up with a whole lot of. Bro, so much for changing their branding. I mean, it still says Facebook, bro.
Yeah, I don't go on Facebook too much. I only go on Facebook to post my reels and then get the fuck out of there.
No, but that's fine. I'm just saying that they're a huge company and they say they're rebranding to Meta. How can't you get your social person to just change that to an M?
There must be some kind of legal thing. Or maybe they're worried that their entire community of Facebook people get upset that they changed it to Meta. It's so funny how people get so angry about that stuff. Like, I don't care. Like, if they changed Instagram's name to something else, I'd be like, oh, all right. But the people get so, they're like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? I've been on Facebook for this many years. You're like, yo, relax.
People don't like change.
It's just wild how upset they get over it, though. I'm like, yo, I get it. Like, if you don't like it, but just chill. My God, like, I've never just gotten upset about stuff like that. I can't even relate to them when they get so mad about stuff. I'm just sitting there like, are you good? Like, I don't know.
I think, Cade, I think you're right, my brother. I think it's just a troll. That's why you my partner in crime, bro. Because I would never have even thought like that. It's just like, but listen, it was a huge laugh. But there's the alpha, Ziggy. It's not real, bro.
Yeah, so sad.
Uncovered by Cade. Well, not sad. I'm actually glad because, like, if that's what they put out, it would be like, what the hell, you know?
True.
I don't know what's going on there. All right, my brother. Anything else before we end up?
Let's see. This was funny. I just found this on my memories from 6 years ago. My first day with the jerseys from college soccer. Those are the days we got our jerseys 6 years ago.
Hold on.
So that was 2016. This was the first day we got our uniforms. I'll click on it to like make it full screen. But that was my jersey. This is my college dorm. That's what I looked like. The red jersey, I liked that one. I love the blue jersey. It's probably my favorite. And then look how tan I was because we were playing every day. And that was number 16. And then
we lost Cade. Well, easy come, easy go. All right, guys. Well, thank you all for joining me. Oh, is he back? I think he's back. Hold on.
I don't know what happened. My camera's still rolling.
And I've never seen that before. It actually said like connection lost. I've never seen that before.
I don't know. My connection is working. Like my camera's still streaming, so I'm not sure what happened. But good thing it's waited till the end.
Yeah. No, well, you're back. You're back. I was saying, Cade, you got to save those pictures onto your computer before the show, and then you just share screen so that we can see it, because it's so hard to see. Even when I make you big, we can't see.
Wait, can I share my screen on here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here, I can just do that real quick right now.
Yeah, do it. You just click share screen at the bottom.
Okay. Save this photo real quick. All right.
Let's see. You should be able to on your side. While we're waiting for Cade, guys, I hope you all have a good weekend. Be kind to each other. Don't let small stuff irritate you. Yes, we're in a bear market. Yes, it's irritating. Yes, ETH is down 10% in one day. But you've got your health. You've got, focus on the good. And keep going. Keep pushing. We won't always be in this deep, deep bear market. It will change. And when it does, we will be in a good space. We'll be, ready to grab it by the horns.
All right, here we go. Screen share.
Let's see if this works.
Just share my first screen. I'll just show this.
There we go. And I'll add it to stream. Hold on. There we go. Cade, why are you naked there, bro?
Huh?
I'm joking.
Naked where? Oh,
yeah,
wait,
I'm joking.
Shit, do I have any naked photos? Okay, here's can you see this?
Yeah.
Or is it still small?
Look, no, it's good. Much better than it was. Is that you?
Yeah, this is me from 2016. That's the jerseys that we had. So that's the white one. I have the red one. We have our alternate blue, which I fucking love that color. And then just
but
I was
what
number
is this
16 for a couple weeks.
It's cool, man.
Yeah, this is college. That was the day we got our college uniforms.
Just you look so different, Cade. You look so different. I mean, honestly, it's not even like the same person. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is fucking nuts seeing those photos. Let me pull up my close out of this sharing my screen thing. So that was cool.
So next time, there we go. You can show us stuff as well. That's cool.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate your time, and we love having you. We love Freestyle Fridays. Thank you, Cade. Love having you, my brother. And we will see you next week. Same time, same place. Thanks, guys.
Peace.